A 1955 Coca-Cola ad. Looking back at advertisements from the mid-20th century offers a fascinating glimpse into societal values and aspirations. Consider a typical Coca-Cola advertisement from 1955, frequently appearing in magazines like Life or the Saturday Evening Post. These ads rarely focused on the drink itself as a thirst quencher. Instead, they depicted idyllic scenes of wholesome American families enjoying Coke together, picnics, after-school gatherings, and even dates at the local soda fountain. The imagery consistently showcased smiling faces, neatly dressed individuals, and an overall sense of carefree happiness. This wasn't about selling carbonated sugar water. It was selling a lifestyle. The central message conveyed in these advertisements was one of social integration and belonging. Post-World War II America was experiencing a surge in consumerism and a desire for stability. The ads tapped into this yearning by presenting Coca-Cola as an integral part of the American dream. Sharing a Coke wasn't just refreshment. It symbolized participation in a shared national identity, a moment of connection within the burgeoning suburban culture. Noticeably absent were depictions of conflict or hardship. Everything was polished and optimistic, reinforcing the idea that happiness could be readily achieved through simple pleasures like enjoying a bottle of Coca-Cola with loved ones. The target audience for these ads wasn't simply individuals who drank soda. It was deliberately broad, aiming to encompass the entire family unit, but with a particular emphasis on young people and homemakers. Teenagers were presented as cool and popular when drinking Coke, influencing their peers through social acceptance. Mothers were subtly encouraged to provide Coke as a treat for their families, associating it with nurturing and creating positive memories. The ads also appealed to returning veterans seeking normalcy and a return to traditional values, portraying Coke as a familiar comfort in a rapidly changing world. Furthermore, the advertising strategy cleverly avoided any discussion of ingredients or health concerns. In an era before widespread nutritional awareness, this wasn't necessarily unusual, but it was nonetheless deliberate. The focus remained entirely on emotional appeal, associating Coca-Cola with positive feelings and experiences. This tactic proved incredibly effective. Coke became deeply ingrained in American culture, transcending its status as a beverage to become a symbol of Americana itself. The ads didn't tell you to buy Coke, they showed you how much better your life would be if you did. In conclusion, the 1955 Coca-Cola advertisements were masterful examples of marketing that went beyond product promotion. They skillfully exploited the cultural anxieties and desires of a post-war nation, presenting Coca-Cola not as a drink, but as a pathway to happiness, belonging, and the idealized American lifestyle. Analyzing these ads reveals how powerfully advertising can shape perceptions and contribute to the construction of societal norms, even decades after their initial release. Vocabulary list. True/false test questions. Choose T for true or F for false. 1. The primary focus of the 1955 Coca-Cola advertisements was to highlight the drink's unique flavor profile and ingredients. 2. These ads frequently depicted scenes of families experiencing challenges, aiming for relatable portrayal of everyday life. 3. A key message conveyed in these advertisements was that sharing Coca-Cola symbolized participation in American culture and the American dream. 4. The target audience for these ads was exclusively young adults seeking social status. 5. Homemakers were intentionally targeted by associating Coke with positive family experiences and nurturing behavior. 6. The advertisements openly discussed the nutritional value of Coca-Cola to appeal to health-conscious consumers. 7. Returning veterans were not considered a significant target demographic for these ads, as they were focused on establishing new lifestyles. 8. The advertising strategy relied heavily on emotional appeals rather than factual information about the product itself. 9. These advertisements had little lasting impact on American culture beyond their initial release period. 10. The ads aimed to convince consumers of Coke's quality rather than associate it with desirable experiences.